So hi everyone, and thanks for clicking into this short interview with Sarah from React NI, based in Armagh, who are funded by the Community Relations Council. And many of the groups that we fund at Community Relations Council have continued to connect with communities throughout this current COVID crisis. Many demonstrating resilience and creativity by quickly moving to new ways of working and using online technologies too. So Sarah from React is working hard through this pandemic, keep people and communities connected and engaged. So Sarah, can you give us a quick insight into what you've been doing during the crisis to keep communities connected?
Yes, Peter. Well, thanks very much, first of all, for this opportunity. And can I apologise in advance if we have any interruptions, because I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old which have been confined to the front room. But I suppose, like many other groups, we had to start working from home very quickly. And that meant looking at new ways of working and new ways of people, keeping people engaged in what we do. So I'm not going to lie, at the start of this, I was quite worried, as my work, basically, a lot of it revolves around face-to-face group work, getting people in a room together and all that interaction with each other. As well as that, a lot of my summer work, revolved around parades and bonfires and that. So my work plan has been completely flipped on its head at the minute. So I suppose what we started to do was we started to phone around members and email participants and have Zoom meetings, to sort of try and get a feel for what people's needs were and how they felt about the work going forward. So from that, we found at the start that most people's worries were financial. So we were able to help with that through our Victims and Survivors project in a way. We gave out food packages, we gave out top-ups for mobile phones, electricity and gas and things like that. The Victims and Survivors have been working as well virtually as well. So they've been working with their craft groups, their gardening things, they're doing that all online. So that's been really successful so far. Our youth as well, they all had activities packages which were delivered to each house at the start. So a couple of times a week they've been working on different things like their crafts, their cooking and their mental health workshops too. So that's been really successful, which we're quite pleased with. I myself have been working really hard on looking at ways that we can deliver projects differently. So whether that's via Zoom, via virtual tours, for example, putting on new programs, that can help with combating isolation too, because I find that that's been a massive thing that's come forward now, as we've moved on in time. So we're doing pen pal projects through our youth and through some of our older participants which aren't very technically minded, that aren't very good with the technology. So really that's, them writing letters to each other and, talking about how perspectives have changed over the years and breaking down barriers and getting a feel for that. We're also planning a few outdoor activities on down the line, obviously which will help with isolation and things and getting people out and about and mental health, but that'll all be down to government guidelines. So I'm sort of rambling through this really quickly as I'm trying to fit everything in, but we've been kept really busy through all of that, and thankfully people are staying engaged.
Brilliant, Sarah. Look, it sounds you've got a real mix of activity there, and a real mix of methods and ways of keeping people engaged through the packs, through online work as well. So that sounds really good. So is there one thing or two things even that you think have worked particularly well for you that perhaps some other groups involved in good relations work might want to know about?
For me, well, obviously the technology, which most groups, I suppose, at this stage have caught on to, the Zoom and the Microsoft meetings and things like that. We find that that's worked well because we can deliver and engage and reconnect people through that. Some of our 80-year-olds actually have come on and, they've learned as time's been on, so that's been a great thing. Having a good network of other groups around you, building that network with people, because we can all bounce ideas off each other and we can all help each other out and maybe connect to do shared programs and things like that. And other things to work with is flexibility. You know, we have to be flexible with our work plans, and I mean, I have to thank CRC for that. You've been great with that, so that's been great.
Well, Sarah, look, thanks a million. Those are really helpful thoughts and insights from how you've had to pivot the way you've worked suddenly to using online tech. So thanks for that, and good luck, and stay safe. And of course, people watching this can keep up to date with your work by visiting the website that you have, and also connecting in with you through social media too. So thanks a million for talking to us today, Sarah, and I'll see you again soon.